Reddit videos have been some of my favorite videos to make and watch, so I figured I'd come back again, but this time with a spicier topic, cheating. Today's theme is all about cheaters, and boy, are there some gems in here. I found my boyfriend's trophies, and I don't know what to do. I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 28 male, for almost 6 years with 1 year-long breakup after an issue with infidelity on his end. I gave him another chance, and things have been going great. We decided to take things slow when we got back together a little over a year ago, so we didn't move in together right away, and a couple months before my lease was up, we started looking for a place. I was slowly starting to move some of my stuff into his place as my lease will be up in a couple weeks before his, and we won't be able to move into our new place until that time. With summer basically already here, I was getting my winter stuff into the little bit of storage I could in his apartment and stumbled across a drawer with 2 pairs of my panties that had long gone missing. For context, the drawer is one of those long and deep under the bed drawers. The panties were directly in front. You could see the red fabric clearly by only opening the drawer a couple of inches. I asked him about it, and he seemed embarrassed and said I had left them at his place when we broke up and that he would use them when he missed me or was thinking about me during his personal time. I might be an absolute weirdo for this, but I thought it was kind of sweet, so I told him to keep them. He said he's never done anything like that before, and he was too embarrassed to tell me. Fast forward to moving day. He had to work that morning, but we had almost everything already packed and ready to go, so I was just supposed to stay with the movers and unlock necessary doors and stuff. He said that when he got done with work, he would deal with the bed frame thing since it was so bulky and required power tools to take apart. Everything got moved much more quickly than anticipated. We were just moving across our small town, so I thought I'd start the process of moving the bed frame. When I pulled out the drawers I found in the very back, 10 pairs of women's panties, not including the 2 of mine in front, and a uniquely patterned pair of bikini bottoms. I quickly put the drawers back and reverted to the original plan and waited for him to get done with work. I've not brought up finding the full contents of the drawer, but did sort of revert to my old 2 a.m. mental instability spiral routine of online stalking the girl he cheated on me with a few years ago, and found a picture of her wearing the bikini bottoms. This was bad enough, but she was wearing them on a vacation that took place, or was at least posted, a weekend he was out of town for what he told me was work, and she has since then not worn them in 2 other bathing suit posts. I fully convinced myself that he's cheated again despite only having a drawer of clothing items and an Instagram post that very well could have been posted long after the picture was taken. No panties have been added to the collection, and I still haven't said anything to him about it despite him asking multiple times if something is bothering me. I guess I'm asking for advice on what I should do now. Edit for both context and a sort of update. Her Instagram post was captioned over a year of being sunburnt and was a kind of photo dump of multiple trips. With the time frame of our breakup, it's a very real possibility that they were together while we weren't, and she's just now posting them, although it would have had to be literal days before we reconciled officially. We live in a small town, and my best friend is dating her, the girl my BF cheated with, brother, so I've enlisted her to dig for some info. I've also taken photos and screenshots, which I intend to print out and write up a sort of script type thing or notes to confront him. Not lost on me that this is at best incredibly creepy and dishonest, and at worst dangerous and perverted. I've already started looking into alternative living arrangements, which is why I initially reached out to my best friend and will be staying with her. Thank God. Honestly, thank God. The end of the story is you are leaving this man. It does not matter whether or not he cheated on you this time around. The trust is gone already. And on top of that, he cheated on you before. Who's to say he didn't cheat on you again? The fact that he's keeping these as trophies, the fact that he's trying to hide it from you by saying, I'll take the bed frame apart, he knows that he has them. The panties were of the girl that he cheated with? Run! I mean, honestly, I don't think there's any really good explanation as to why he did what he did. What could he possibly say? That he kept them as trophies and then he just forgot about them because they were in the back? Sure. Still, if your first instinct when you find those panties is he cheating on me again? You're never going to feel comfortable with the answer, even if the truth is that he didn't cheat on you. Let's look at some comments. Girl, what? You really need advice on what to do here? I think you already know and you just don't want to believe it. At this point, I think Reddit is the second to last step before breaking up. For some people, like, they just need a reality check because their perception of the situation is fucked and they just want confirmation. I think that's entirely possible. I think it's kind of like, I already know what to do. This is weird, right? This isn't normal, right? People don't do this with their exes, right? You don't trust him. How long do you think you can keep things going if that's the case? That's exactly what I was saying. The trust is already gone because he already cheated on you once. If the trust is gone, there's no relationship, right? right? Like, that's a foundational building block of a relationship. Exactly this. Everyone can decide if collecting panties is bad or not bad, but the issue is the fact that he was already unfaithful, and that most likely means he will be again. But the real problem is that even if he was a completely changed man, you can't trust him. The fact that you hurt so bad, I don't blame you, and still can't even have a conversation with him says that it's time to move on. I wish you the best, love. I think that's so true. It's not even just the fact that she can't trust him, it's the fact that she can't even talk with him about this. Too scared to have a conversation about it because you don't want to know the truth. There is an update, so I'm gonna play that next. Update. I didn't expect this post to get as much attention as it has, and I do really appreciate the different perspectives. I did text him saying that I think we need some time apart, and I'm currently sitting on my friend's couch. I messaged the girl asking if she and I could talk, but I've not gotten a response yet. Previously, when he cheated, she was under the impression that he and I had broken up, and I've never been rude or angry towards her, as she was lied to in that situation as well. I don't see this relationship working out because either way, he's lied to me. Whether he has a panty fetish, is cross-dressing, or whatever else has been discussed in the comments, when confronted initially, he said he had never done that before. Either he was honest then and has since acquired the panties with or without physically cheating again, or he lied then and that wasn't the first time. I'm not really sure what my next steps will be because we still have 11 months in this lease, but I will be talking with the property manager tomorrow. I'm currently trying to figure out what the best course of action is as far as breaking up, whether to have a conversation and laying it all out there, or leaving him to figure out why I'm leaving on his own or what. I will say I already did take mine back and toss them in the dumpster. If I find out when she messages me back that he stole the bottoms from the other girl, I feel it's safe to assume he took them all without permission, and I will be discarding them. I'm glad that she has recognized that she can't move on, and I looked for further updates, by the way. I hope that the girl responds and that she is able to discard the rest of the panties. I'm glad at the end of the day that she got out of this relationship. Next story. I caught my husband having sex with his mistress in the car with our baby in the back seat. My husband and I have been married for almost 10 years. We have 3 kids, 5 years, 3 years, and 9 months. Around 2.5 years ago, I discovered he was having an affair that had been going on for around 6 months. We separated for some time. I went to therapy. We went to marriage counseling. We took about 10 months apart and supposedly working on ourselves and working on our marriage before officially getting back together. During that initial reunion phase, we surprise conceived our youngest. Until very recently, my husband had seemed very committed to fixing what he had destroyed in our marriage. He jumped through all of the hoops, or I thought he had. Believe me, I read the books and I followed the rules and I made all of the demands. And he did everything he was asked to do. It wasn't always smooth sailing. He pushed back sometimes, he got defensive, we argued. It hurt a lot, but I truly believed we were continuing our path of overcoming what he had done. I felt like our relationship was strong. For the first time in our entire relationship, I felt like we were finally operating as a team. I can't say that my full trust in him ever completely returned, but I was dealing with this in therapy. We were dealing with it. It was okay for me to not trust 100% yet, and we both understood it was a process and trust had to be replenished piece by piece. I lived with this and continued to work on it. Recently, I started to feel suspicious in a way I couldn't ignore. It was like he was being too nice to me, too attentive, too willing to be of service for whatever I wanted or needed. That was actually the first thing that tipped me off. He was being too good of a husband. Then I realized he was doing things that he never really did before, offering to do the big grocery shopping trips, taking the kids to new parks, running to pick up food on the occasion we ordered out. He always opted to have food delivered and could never be bothered to go pick it up. Little things, but they were big changes to me. Now his work schedule has supposedly changed. No longer does he get home as early as he used to. I really tried to not be paranoid about it all, but it was driving me crazy. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore, so I followed him. I followed him when he took our 9-month-old baby with him to go run several household errands under the guise of allowing me to relax. I found him with the woman he'd previously cheated on me with, her on top of him in the driver's seat having sex, and our baby was in the back seat. He had sex with our mistress, with our baby right there. It's beyond disgusting. If he wanted to use the excuse of running errands to go meet up with her, he didn't have to take the baby too. It's gross. He knew he was going to meet up with her for sex. Why would you take the baby? He said the baby was asleep and in the rear-facing car seat and has no clue what's going on. It's no different than when we have sex in our bedroom with the baby asleep in our room. How dare he? How dare he compare what he was doing with her to that? I set an emergency appointment with my therapist. I was seeing red, or beyond red, black, all black. Somehow, I came out of that appointment even more mad. I just wanted to rage, and she kept trying to talk me down, and damn it, I don't want to be talked down right now. I don't want to be calm and rational. I want to scream and hit things and break things and destroy his life. I'll be honest. I'm only posting this here so I can get to the required account age in Karma to post it in the infidelity group I was actually trying to post it in. I don't know where else to go where I can just commiserate on all of the different ways I can destroy him now. That's all I want to do right now. What a story, right? Right? I don't know. The fact that you still couldn't trust him even after like rounds and rounds of therapy. This one's difficult, right? Because he put in the time and effort to prove to her that like, hey, I'm not gonna do this again. Trust me. So I understand, like, he was going through all the steps. They were going through therapy. They really were gonna try and work it out. It's so telling to me that the way she could tell that something was wrong was because he was being too good of a husband. How good of a husband is he in actuality? Why do you want to salvage this relationship? The fact that he was being a good father and he was using his fatherly duties as an excuse to go cheat with the same woman that he had previously cheated on his wife with? The audacity, the balls, the gall, the gumption. Are you kidding me right now? That's honestly like the absolute worst possible way you could cheat on somebody. With your kid there? No. Comments. First, go to a lawyer, get your documents and all that's yours. Tell your family and support so he can't twist his shit. This relationship is over. This OP needs to gather her friends and family close and lean on their support as she divorces her vile excuse of a husband. Then she should get herself tested for STDs. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. But yes, definitely good idea to make sure that you get out there and spread the word before he gets a chance to defend himself. He took the baby so you wouldn't be suspicious because taking a baby with you to do that isn't something anyone would think of. Exactly. Get divorced. Been there. My baby from that scenario is now grown. I did get divorced. I don't regret it. That's what's so vile about it, is because you're taking the kid with you, so you're trying to make it less suspicious. And OP actually responded, did your husband take your baby along as a cover when he was cheating on you too? If he did it this time, I wonder how many other times it's happened. The person then responded back, they didn't have sex that time, but he met her at the mall with our 8-month-old in tow. He did have sex with her in his car parked in a parking garage and had to unbuckle our infant's car seat to do it. Oh my god. Honestly, the OP saying, I wonder how many times it's happened. I was thinking that too. Oh, taking the kids to a new park. Cheating on you. It goes to show that him being a good husband and father was simply just to cover his ass with cheating on you. I don't see any coming back from this. The trust is completely shattered, which completely pisses me off because although it was his job to rebuild that trust, I still had to do a hell of a lot of work. He already seemed to be doing everything right this time, so I can't imagine what he could possibly do to make me trust him now. Ultimately, it's the image of them together in the car with our baby that I will never get out of my head. Yeah, 100%. Did you confront them? I'm curious how they both responded, and I would blow them both up. Of course I did. I went right up to the driver's side window and knocked very rapidly and loudly. They looked shocked. They were mostly clothed. He immediately opened the door and practically tossed her off of him and jumped out and started buttoning up his pants, telling me to calm down as I frantically tried getting my baby out of the car. By that point, I was yelling at both of them, threatening them and crying. He tried to stop me from leaving. I was trying to strap the baby into the car seat in my car and he was telling me to calm down. I shouldn't drive in that state, standing so that he basically had me trapped so I couldn't get into the driver's seat. She just stood there doing and saying nothing until she eventually got into her car and quickly drove away. I stopped saying anything and he just stood there holding me in place so I couldn't get into my car. I tried to calmly tell him that I would give myself a few minutes to calm down, but I couldn't do that with him there. I told him to get in his car and leave, and that at this point I didn't care if he went running after her. He just needed to leave immediately and stay away from me for the time being. He said he didn't trust me. He thought I was going to do something extreme. I told him I would be fine. Unlike him, I wouldn't do anything stupid with my baby in my care. Eventually he agreed to leave. I sat in my car crying for about 10 minutes before I went home. God, you deserve to burn in hell, man. You deserve to rot. I hope OP found her peace. I hope she was able to get out of that marriage and take everything from that man. My boyfriend of 4 years slept with an escort. I, female 23, and my boyfriend, male 27, have been together for 4 years. Throughout this 4-year relationship, we have moved states and have a house together. Yesterday, he left his email open and I was looking through. He's been found on Tinder before, so I was checking to see if there was anything related. Instead, I find in his notes a complete diary entry of sleeping with an escort. Everything. From the address, what he paid, how he FaceTimed her to make sure she was real, what went down between them, everything. I'm absolutely devastated. His response? That was almost 2 years ago anyways. He won't even look at me. I don't know what to do. I can't tell my family or friends. They'll hate him. I don't know if I can forgive him either. There's so much to unpack with this story. There's so many layers. So he's already been caught on Tinder before. Red flag number 1. Hey babe, it's not even that he's cheating on you, that he just slipped his dick into somebody else on accident, right? He was actively trying to cheat on you by going on a dating app. You wanted to get caught. Hey, if you want to end the relationship, break up with the person. Hey, life tip, life trick, life tip, whatever. Hey, if you want to break up with somebody because you don't want to be in the relationship anymore, break up with them. Don't cheat. You're welcome. It's just like, to me, Tinder is like, yeah, you go for hookups and stuff. It's a dating app. Was he looking to start a whole new relationship? Hey babe, this isn't Sister Wives. Then for him to not only cheat on you, but cheat on you with an escort, once again, babe, it's not like he emotionally had an affair, accidentally fell into it. I can understand those situations happening. No, he went out and looked for an escort. This man is, I'm telling you, he wants to get caught cheating. There's absolutely no way. Why would you keep a journal of something that happened 2 years ago? He didn't even apologize. He just said, what's the big deal? That was 2 years ago anyway. Dump this man, run for the hills, get out of there. He cheated on me with an escort and detailed everything. If you don't like the sound of that, if that makes your skin crawl, if you hate that, and you think your family would hate him for that, why are you trying to protect him? Tell them. Get this man out of your life. All right, reading some comments. Top comment, you know what to do, it's just difficult. It was 2 years ago, that's just the one you found. Do what you have to do to stay safe. This has absolutely happened before, especially given that they've had issues with him on Tinder in the past. When I dated a guy like this, I was also afraid to tell my friends and family when he did this kind of thing. I also didn't want them to hate him, but then I realized that that was my way of not letting go. If I let my loved ones know, they'd never let me hear the end of it if I stayed with him. Exactly. So one day I told them, and I never got back together with him because the positive peer pressure was enough to keep me away. I didn't want to look stupid to my friends and family. I didn't want to hear them convince me that he sucked, so I stayed away on my own. It was a good preventative measure. Tell your friends and family you need a support system. This guy is not going to change. He's not even remorseful. Leave while you're still young. You have so much life and love ahead of you. 100%. That's so perfect. My husband confessed to cheating and now he's mad at me. We've been together for over 10 years, since high school. Today, he blindsided me with the confession that he cheated on me. He just blurted it out and I didn't react for a while because I was thinking. When I finally responded, I confessed that I never really desired sex. I knew it was something he really enjoyed and I was prepared to write off having it as relationship maintenance because I thought I was the only one he wanted it from. I told him I didn't feel hurt and asked him if we could just open the relationship because I want to outsource the sexual aspect of our relationship now that I know he can get it from somewhere else, and now he's mad at me. I just want to be clear. I did explain I wouldn't be stepping out on the marriage because I don't desire sex, but it takes so much pressure off me to make sure his sexual needs are met if we go with this arrangement. Well, that makes sense why he was mad at her. He probably wanted way more of a reaction. My assumption is he felt like he wasn't getting it enough from her, so he went to go seek it from somewhere else, and he was hoping that maybe, I don't know. Why would you be mad? If you still want to continue the relationship, like, I feel like most cheaters would be relieved. Maybe you just hit a nerve, you know, hit a sore spot. He made him think that, oh, sex, you don't like having sex with me. It's just me. And now if we open up the marriage, you're gonna find it from somebody else. Comments. That's so funny. I bet he wasn't expecting that. This is almost as good as the man who cheated on his wife and she responded with, maybe I'll cheat on you one day, maybe I won't. Chef's kiss, bravo, we love this. I love that. Oh my god, that's so funny. Leave him in this suspense that you'll cheat on him. That's so funny. I love this plot twist, so interesting. I wish you happiness, OP. What's even funnier is that your response was so backhanded. Got this man wondering if it's the notion of sex that bores you or if it's his stroke game that's weak. There is an update with this one, so. Update. He asked if there was anybody else and I busted out laughing and said no. I showed him my Reddit post and explained. And he's hurt and I'm angry because I love him and I don't even understand why he wants me to continue having sex with him. I'm extremely mid at it. I don't particularly enjoy it and he can get better from other people. It's starting to make me feel like he doesn't notice the ways I do show love and I'm only tolerated because I have sex with him. Edit. Just clarifying because people keep asking. We do it every weekday and twice a day on weekends. I'm affectionate in every other way and sex isn't the only way I show love to him. I don't just lay there and let it happen. I always ask him what he wants to try and I try to learn by looking for directions. I'm just not talented, but I am engaged in making him feel good. I realized I'm asexual after being married with kids. I thought you had to have sex in any relationship because that's all I ever heard from elders and peers, so I thought that was the hard work they were saying marriage is. Every weekday and twice a day on weekends? Girl, when do you have time to do anything else? It seems like there's just a compatibility issue here. It seems like they both show love and want to receive love in different ways, and he's clearly not seeing the other way she shows affection to him, which is an issue. I'm confused how he was able to find the time to cheat on her. The fact that she thought that having sex was like the work in the marriage that everybody said was so hard, that's so funny to me. I hope that they're able to find some sort of agreement together though, because that much sex is so exhausting, I can't. I know that my husband is cheating on me with my best friend, but if I left, he will take half. I'm a 40-year-old mother of a baby girl who is 5. I've been married to my husband for 12 years. About 10 years ago, I started my business and it is my pride and joy. I love my life and I enjoy my work. 2 years ago, I lost my beautiful mother to breast cancer. It all happened in 5 weeks and she was so young. 55 years old. It sent me into shock and depression. A short while before that, my best friend found out that her husband cheated on her and he left her for his mistress. It was a hard time and my best friend and I became even closer than before. She moved in with me for a while after my mother passed because I wasn't really functioning and she was homeless. I started with antidepressants that killed my sexual need. I felt guilty for my husband, but I really couldn't do anything but try to be healthy again as soon as possible. My best friend lived with us for 1 year and they started sleeping together towards the end of that year. That's when I got home early and heard them. I ran out in shock. I came back a few hours later pretending nothing happened. I managed to smoothly find her a place because I couldn't bear it happening in my home, my sanctuary, my happy place where I live with my daughter. My best friend had already found herself a job and I took the opportunity to find her the apartment near her job. She was grateful. I was a bit more relieved. The affair is still going on. If I leave, he will take half. It will ruin me and my business and what I'm trying to build for me and my baby. No, I don't want to leave. It's so unfair that he is the one cheating and I am the one who will pay if I said anything. I refuse, so I'm letting it happen. Instead, I wrote him off as my companion and safety blanket. I still have lots to be grateful for. My baby, my family and my beautiful home, and my business. Most of the time, I'm content and happy even though I myself don't know how I'm doing it. Maybe it's numbness or resignation, or maybe it's true contentment. But sometimes when everything is 100 times magnified, I can barely contain my panic. Especially at night when he wakes me up because I'm crying. Again, are you having a nightmare? And he tries to kiss and cuddle me to make me feel safe. I'm here, you're safe. I wish I could tell him that my nightmares are my escape from my reality with him, and that his shoulders aren't safe. He rarely asks why I'm crying. He probably thinks it is mom because that's what I tell him. But sometimes I feel like he knows, or that he can't help himself wondering, what's going on behind those eyes? What do you mean? I can't read your face anymore. See, you're silent again. When I look at him, he immediately looks away like he's scared he would turn into stone and says, I miss you. That's all. My panic has increased more these past few months since he started paying me attention again. The first period after mom's passing, he never bothered me out of courtesy, I suppose. Never asked for intimacy. Then he had her, so he didn't need me. But now, I don't know what changed. They're still together, so what does he want from me? Is he testing me? I never understood why they're doing what they're doing either. I've seen their texts. There's no love there, no respect, no warmth. Not what I would expect from two people who are sleeping together, especially not when the stakes are so high. You would think that they love each other so much that they're willing to pay the price in case they're caught. No, there's a lot of anger, fighting, and resentment. A lot of guilt and self-hatred. He calls himself and her disgusting and shells of a human being. Is that too some sort of love? I don't know why I'm writing here. I googled about infidelity and self-help and I ended up in this community, and I read tens of similar stories. Maybe I would feel better writing my own down. Please don't think too ill of me. I know I'm pathetic, but I used to have more dignity. Oh my god. This is just sad. I don't even know what to say. Let's start with the best friend. You yourself got cheated on, and your husband left you for the mistress. And then your best friend, her mom dies, and you're homeless, and she needs support. So you move in with her. Yes, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship, but at the same time, like, she helped you out in a time of need. She didn't have to offer you a place to stay at all. And what do you do to repay that support and that love? You sleep with her husband? You should know how bad that hurts. But then the husband, you know that that's your wife's best friend, and yet you sleep with her? You call yourself and her both disgusting. So there's no love there. And shame on him also for being like, I'm here for you, what's going on? I mean, maybe she like emotionally detached, you know, when her mom died of cancer, but like at the same time there's good reason why she emotionally detached, and like instead of just sticking it out and being there for her in any way that you could, you cheat on her and you're still cheating on her. I hope that she's able to get out of the relationship cleanly and soon. As someone who found out his wife had been having an affair for 10 years with the best man from our wedding, I left and she took more than half. And despite it all, I can say with the confidence born of experience that some things are worth paying for. My life improved immediately after parting company with someone who was not willing to commit to the same degree as me. my 2 cents. Find a lawyer to protect your assets and also stop being her friend. Why would you entertain her after she continues to hurt you? Let him know that you know. No point in playing the games they are. Put it out in the open. Tell your friends and family. While you were in the midst of grieving your mom, your husband and ex-best friend decided to engage in an affair after you gave her a place to stay. Literally biting the helping hand. Straighten your spine and coat it in steel. I haven't seen or talked to her in ages. And neither of them is suspicious that you just stopped talking to your longtime ex-best friend? If my best friend doesn't hear or get a text from me in 2 days, she starts to question why. I bet your husband deep down knows that's why he can't take the eye contact. It's probably why he sends her horrible messages. People go to extreme lengths to not see what's obvious in front of them. No, it happened gradually and without tension or conflict. She probably explained it away as part of my change after my mom's passing. You can blame anything on grief. I hope they know and suffer because of it. I hope so too, honestly. I can't believe that they wouldn't suspect anything. I don't know. I can't imagine that he really thinks that she's just that upset over her mom's death that, like, that's why she's shutting him out. I have no idea. Honestly, just good luck. I hope you can stick it out, find your peace, move on, move past it, get out of this situation somehow, some way. Discovered my husband's affair, and I wish I was dead. My husband had a female best friend for many years, since before I came in the picture. She was married, came to our wedding, we double date with her and her husband. I never felt good about her. Gut feeling and little things I'd see, I was certain she was into him. He made me feel crazy. I was assured they really truly were just genuine friends, but I couldn't shake the bad feeling. He refused to cut her out. Found out 2 days ago they've been sleeping together for who knows how long. He claims it was one time. Even so, the emotional affair was real. There's nothing and no one I wouldn't have given up for him. Why couldn't he do the same for me? We had what I thought was a great marriage. We were so happy, laughed together, accomplished goals together. We were kind to each other. We both did our fair share with the baby and the house. We had a very active and fun sex life. I cooked for him, rubbed his feet, loved him with my whole soul. We have a 17-month-old and a new house. We wanted to grow our family. Now suddenly the bright shiny future we worked for is gone. My hopes and dreams are dead. This pain is all-encompassing. The only reason I'm still breathing is the immense love and devotion I have for my child. I can never leave him. But these feelings of wishing I was dead, wishing I could go to sleep and never wake up, they won't go away. They cover me and suffocate me. I cry all day. Thank heaven my mom is here to help. I scheduled an appointment with a therapist. I want to figure out how to stop these feelings, but I'm scared that if I tell her about them, she'll think I'm unable to care for my baby and I'll lose him. That's not the case at all. I've bathed him, snuggled him, fed him, played with him, taken him outside in the sunshine. I'm doing everything I can to keep things as normal for him as possible. I'm really trying to hand him to my mom and go to the other room when I need to cry before I dissolve into tears so he won't see me. I promise I'm a good mom, but damn if this isn't the hardest thing I've ever experienced. What should I do? Should I work on these feelings by myself, or am I safe to voice? God, these stories are actually kind of really sad, huh? Obviously, you need to seek help. I don't think the therapist will report you as a bad parent. You're getting cheated on. You have a reason to be upset. You need to talk about it. You need to get out of this relationship. Literally, he cheated on you with the girl he told you not to worry about. And both of them being married, shame on both of you. Why'd you get married to other people then? If you've been best friends for how long, stop playing the act of like, oh, we're just friends. The fact that she cares so much about her kid, that like she's scared she's gonna lose him, is and doing everything you can be there for him. I don't know, like it's once again such a sad situation where it's like, what do you do? Comments, thank you guys for just being so kind. I really needed so much of the love and softness you've offered. I feel better just talking about it here and getting this off my chest. It's a heavy thing to keep inside and bear alone. This lightened the burden a bit. Thank you for making today easier. That's so nice. And I just say I'm in awe of how well you're handling things. Good on you for recognizing you need therapy, for realizing you and your son deserve better, kicking your husband to the curb, and for properly caring for your son while your marriage is falling apart. I know it feels like the pain is going to rip you apart right now, but with time you will heal and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And they responded, thank you. I really like stuff like this where the internet comes together and just helps somebody out. It's just, it really warms my heart. It really does. She needed that support, and I hope that she's able to get the therapy she needs and get out of that relationship and do everything she can to be there for her son. There is an update to this story. Update-ish. Thank you for all the outpouring of support and love. This has been really therapeutic for me and has brought me some much needed comfort. I did not expect to get more than a few responses or likes, so I can truly say I'm overwhelmed. I haven't been able to like and respond to all of you, but I appreciate you. I have to stop responding for now simply because my emotional and mental well are completely dry and I need to try and get some space from the situation for a bit. I had a long talk with him tonight. It's only 2 days in, so emotions are high and I'm just exhausted. Nothing can be tied into a neat little bow at this point.
As anyone who has been here before can tell you, there's a lot to process, work through, organize. But I know I'll be okay. My baby will be okay. Life goes on and it will work out. I'll try to come back here at a later date when I have more of a resolution to share. Thank you again.
That was a nice update. I'm really glad that she shared that. It seems like she's in a much better headspace than she was even 2 days before she wrote this. I think she really needed that support from everyone around her to tell her that she'll be okay and she'll get through this.
I'd let my sister-in-law give me a hand job. 2 days ago, I went out with my friends whilst my sister-in-law looked after my kid because my wife couldn't because she was away visiting a friend. I came home really drunk. I don't remember everything, but my sister-in-law helped me upstairs to bed. I lay on the bed and spoke to her. I don't know what she was doing. I think she was helping me get undressed. She started to kiss me and started touching my dick. I didn't stop her. I don't know why. I love my wife. I don't want anyone else. I love her so much. I don't know why the fuck I would cheat on her. She's so perfect. What the fuck is wrong with me? My sister-in-law kept going until I'd finished, and the whole time I just laid there. I didn't move. I didn't try and stop her. Why the fuck would I not stop her? My wife comes home tomorrow. I don't know what to do. I can't tell her. I love her so much. Why would I do this to her? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Honey, oh my god. You did not cheat on your wife. You were sexually assaulted by your sister-in-law. That is not cheating. You did not consent. You were too drunk to consent. Tell your wife, tell her what happened before your sister-in-law can get ahead of you and tell her that wanted a hand job and I gave one to him. Some comments. You were really drunk and needed help getting upstairs. Sounds like you weren't in a state to properly consent. This is 1000% what happened and should be obvious to everyone when you swap the genders. If a dude took a drunk chick up to finger fuck her and she lay silently intoxicated, you didn't push her off because you were drunk. She exploited your weakened state. I really doubt she just came on to you. This wasn't something she had thought about previously. She is probably using you to get at her sister for some insecurity or attempt at revenge for some perceived slight, perhaps jealousy. Either way, she's in the wrong, not you. OP, the scary part is the realization will be that she might have already told your wife. Be prepared. Yeah. Seems like everybody's kind of on the same page as me where that was definitely sexual assault. You could not consent. You were not physically actively engaged. Definitely need to tell your wife about what happened because your sister-in-law might have already told her what happened. And she might make it seem like it was cheating and not sexual assault.
My wife left me after she got in shape and now wants to get back together. I'm not sure why I'm posting this. I probably want some validation as my life turned upside down recently. I, 32 male, was married to my wife, 33 female, for 4 years and we had a great marriage so far. I was madly in love with my wife. She fell into depression mainly due to her job in 2022. I tried to support her in every way and suggested her going to the gym or doing any kind of sports to de-stress. I had my own depression episode before we got married, and what saved me was going to gym. She agreed to that, and we started going there together. I could not go as frequent as in the past since my workload got heavier after my promotion. However, I tried my best to be there with her. She used to be a bit chubby, which I loved, and after seeing some changes with her body, she started to go there regularly. It also helped with her depression and she got better. I was really happy to see her get better and livelier. She looked more confident, got more aggressive in bed, and so on. However, after a while, that confidence level started to affect our relationship for worse. She started going to parties and going outside to a point she completely stopped doing her share in the house. That proceeded with me seeing her get flirty with a guy at a meetup we went to. I communicated my feelings to her and she dismissed these. After several of these, I had her sit down with me and told her that she's riding high on her newly found confidence and emotions right now. I clearly stated she should not make decisions or actions according to that confidence right now. I know it well. It was one of my worst traits. I used to be extremely emotionally driven in the past. I suggested we go to a marriage counselor and hell broke loose. She said vile things to me, like how she realized she settled down with me after getting better and she could do so much better than me. She said I'm insecure and other things. This woman used to be the sweetest person on the earth, and I was shocked after hearing the things she said to me. She filed for divorce the following month, and I did not hear much from her other than some lawyer talks. Our court seeing is scheduled to be next month, and my lawyer told me there's a high chance it'll be concluded then. There's not much to share. Similar income, only shared asset is our joint account, similar savings, and no kids. House is my mom's, so it's out of division. I accepted my marriage is going to end like that. Last week, she called crying and told me she regrets everything. She apologized over and over again, but I felt disappointed. Not angry, not sad, but just disappointed. She didn't text me or call me even once since the divorce started. I didn't even know where she was since she left the home. I told her there's no going back now. She's been messaging me non-stop. My family supports my decision and tell me I should not back down. My in-laws were shocked when they heard about the divorce. They are now telling me to rethink everything. I will 99.9% not back down, but as I said, just looking for validation and maybe wanted to vent. Thank you for reading.
Oh my god, this woman sounds like a piece of work. My assumption is she lost all the weight, she gained all this confidence, like he said, and kind of got her head up her own ass, thinking that she's the best thing that's out there, and thought she could leave him, find something better. Turns out nothing better was out there. Talks through lawyers, is silent this entire time while she's looking for somebody to fit the bill better, and realizes that actually she can't do better than her husband and wants him back so badly. Hey, you showed your true colors by yelling at him and saying those vile things. I don't feel remorse for her at all. You reap what you sow. You get what you get. Like, karma's a bitch and you should have known better. Some comments. Let's see what other people think. It didn't work out with the better guy she wanted to leave you for, so now she wants to go back to the safe option. You loved her when she was chubby and she wanted to throw that away for guys who probably only liked her for her new looks. You're right not to take her back. That's 100% what it is. She looked for guys that she thought she could do better with, that were better looking than her husband, but realized that, hey, they only like me for the way I look. They don't actually like me for my personality. My husband loved me for who I was, all shapes and sizes. I threw that away. This is it exactly. She was talking with someone else and jumped shit to get with the better person. She either got a reality check after the high she was on wore off, or saw who this person really was and quickly realized what she did. I've lost almost 80 pounds this last year after my heart took a shit. I decided I wanted to live, so I go to the gym every day. I've turned my health around and look better and better every day. Lots of men in the gym notice me now. I get hit on and even had an older man try to kiss me. My husband loved me over 300 pounds and stayed. He stood behind me at my worst and he definitely deserves me at my best. He isn't doing his best right now. As long as he's treating me well, I'm gonna stand by him just like he did for me. He helped love me back to life. Now it's my turn to do the same. That's really sweet, and that's what a partnership is. You don't leave when things get tough. You don't leave when things get really good just because you think you can find better. If the first instance where she was able to find somebody else she left her husband for, I don't know. So
my stepdaughter died 4 weeks ago and I caught my husband and his ex-wife in our bed. Content warning, violence, death. My stepdaughter Becca, 14 female, died 4 weeks ago. I've been in her life since she was 7 years old. We were extremely close. My husband Derek, 40 male, his ex-wife Sam, 38 female, and I, 35 female, get along very well. There's never been an issue in the 7 years that I've been with Derek. Sam has always been kind to me. She didn't even care that Becca called me mom, too. Right after Becca's passing, Sam had so much anxiety and depression that she was unable to be by herself. She has no family besides us, so we invited her to stay with us. Sam hardly leaves the house. She mostly just sleeps in Becca's room, which is completely understandable. I always tell her that I'm here if she needs me and that I want her to take her time with grieving and that there's no pressure to go back to her home. Today, I needed to run some errands, so I asked Sam if she'd like to join me to get out of the house a little bit, but she declined and said she'd rather just stay at the house and sleep. I told Derek that I was leaving and that I would be back in 2-ish hours. He works from home. I also told him to check on Sam every once in a while and maybe try to get her to eat something. After stopping at the post office, I realized I forgot my library book that I needed to return, so I went back home to get it. As soon as I walked in the door, I heard moaning coming from mine and Derek's bedroom. I immediately knew what was happening and my heart completely broke in that moment. I wasn't completely sure what to do, but I ended up deciding to confront them. So I walked into the bedroom and opened the door and began yelling at them both. Sam started to have an anxiety attack and ran to the bathroom while Derek kept apologizing profusely. I asked him what the hell was happening. He told me that he made himself and Sam some lunch and they began talking about Becca and shared some memories. And then Sam ended up kissing him and he didn't pull back, and then it ended with them in our bed. They're begging me to understand that it was just grief that caused them to become intimate and that they both made a mistake. I don't know what to do. I love this man and I love Sam. I'm heartbroken that they did this to me and put me in this position. I feel so stuck.
Poor woman, man. You open up your house to your husband's ex-wife because she's grieving their dead daughter, and they decide to do something so heinous to you, betraying you in the worst imaginable way, sleeping together. I understand that grief can bring people together, maybe even reconcile relationships, sure, but to sleep together? I have a feeling, honestly, this is not the first time it happened. You cannot tell me that it escalated all the way from, oh yeah, we were talking about our dead daughter and then she just kissed me and I didn't hold back, and then it escalated all the way to sex. I feel like you'd have to be like, stop, what's going, like at a certain point you're like making out and you're like, hey, what am I doing? Actually, unless you wanted to have sex with her, you cannot say it was just a grief. I'm gonna read some comments. I know there's gonna be quite a few updates to this one, so I think I'm gonna play a lot of them back to back. I understand that you love both Sam and Derek dearly, but you also need to remember to love yourself. Your husband cheated on you and Sam took advantage of your kindness and generosity. I understand they're both grieving, so are you, but this is so wrong given how you're still in the picture. Yeah, you are Derek's wife and you were also very close to Becca, whom she also also saw you as a mother figure. Sam should have respected that, and Derek should have respected you. This is harsh, but if this isn't the first time you left them both home alone, then this might not be the first time they've been sleeping together since Sam moved in. Highly recommend an STD test and maybe a lawyer, but Sam definitely needs to leave. That's exactly what I was thinking. I have this strange feeling that it wasn't the first time they've gotten together since she started staying here, but I'll probably never know the truth. Good idea. I'll definitely do that ASAP just in case. Thank you. Why? Oh, if they were talking about Becca and it led one thing to another, just very strange that it happened to be one-on-one, that they were like getting all up in their feelings regarding this. It's definitely not the first time, but it's also like, you're also grieving. You were in Becca's life for 7 years. She called you mom. Like, you're grieving somebody as well. We have some updates. I'm gonna start playing some of them.
Updates. My stepdaughter died 4 weeks ago, and I just caught my husband and his ex-wife in our bed. Sorry about this post being removed a couple days ago. I didn't realize there was an update rule, so here's the update again, along with some questions answered. I decided that I'm filing for a divorce. I can't ever trust him again. It sucks because we had an amazing relationship, I thought. He's always been great, so this was a complete shock to me. Last night, Derek came over to talk. He confessed to a lot. Turns out, it wasn't their first time having sex like most people thought. They've been having sex since 3 months before Becca died, and completely shocked and heartbroken. Sam also reached out last night and thanked me for everything I've done for her and told me she was sorry. I didn't respond. I blocked her. I did so much for Sam and considered her a friend, so this hurts a lot, more than I can handle. This is all too much. As hard as this is gonna be, I need to leave Derek and cut them both out of my life. I'm ready to do so. I'm done. Also, some people are saying I deserve this because I should have known better than to let Sam into our home around Derek. But you need to understand that I'm a giving person. I trust people more than I should. I truly thought Sam was an amazing person. I know it's unusual to become friends with your husband's ex-wife, but it's just how it went for us, and I shouldn't be blamed for what happened. Thank you to everyone who commented nice things and for the kind messages. You've all been helpful during this insanely difficult time. I appreciate it. I'm getting lots of questions about some things, so I figured I'd answer a few of them. Have I told anyone about what happened besides my mom? Yes. I told a few friends and some family members. Most of them are supportive of my decision and aren't speaking to Derek. Where is Derek staying? Currently, he's staying at a hotel. Our friends refuse to let him stay with them. He's lost a lot of people due to his awful decisions. Has he tried fighting me on getting a divorce? Yes. He begged me not to file for divorce, but when I told him I needed him to just let me go and that I was too exhausted to fight him on this, he let it be and agreed to getting a divorce. Why isn't Derek staying with Sam? He told me he didn't want to continue to hurt me, so he told Sam he was done with her for good and that they have no reason to speak to each other anymore. I have no idea if that'll last
or if they'll end up together, but I truly don't care what they do anymore. I just want peace. What was Derek's excuse for cheating? He told me that they just accidentally reconnected one night when I was away at my mom's. He was stressed we weren't conceiving and we were having miscarriages, so he vented to Sam, and then somehow that led to sex. Disgusting of them both, I know. Feel free to ask anything else. I'll try to answer. Thank you everyone for your support and advice. I'll keep doing updates if there's any on my profile. That's insane that they started the affair 3 months before Becca even died. So it's not like it was grief. I can't believe it was going on that long. That's insane. And also the fact that it started off because he was venting about not being able to conceive. That's just so disgusting. I'm glad that she's leaving her husband. That's the right thing to do. Cut Sam out of your life. That's the right thing to do. Because you're kind to somebody does not mean you deserve the worst that will happen.
More updates. I just found out that he's staying with Sam and not at the hotel. He told me it's too expensive to stay at a hotel and Sam is the only one that'll help him right now. I had a feeling this would happen. Just knowing that they're still probably sleeping together hurts my heart. I talked to a lawyer this morning and we are proceeding with the divorce and Derek agreed to it. It's actually happening and I feel some relief that he's not fighting me on this. My mom leaves on Sunday. I'm scared to be alone, but I go back to work on Monday, so I'm hoping it will be a good distraction. I'll keep updating if anything else happens. Thank you everyone. I'm so grateful for you all.
Well, that's a nice little update. I am not surprised that he decided to stay with Sam. Oh yeah, the hotel's too expensive. Yeah, use that as an excuse. Man, they both are awful. Take advantage of the kindness of somebody around you.
Just a little update. I figured it's been a few days, so I should give a little update. My mom is leaving in a couple hours, so I'll be alone. I'm kind of nervous about it. She helped me stay distracted and kept me going. I don't know how I'm going to handle her being gone. I go back to work tomorrow. First day back since Becca passed away. I'm looking forward to it though because it'll keep me distracted. Also, I did read some of Becca's diary. It made me love her even more. She was such a sweetheart. I went back a few months and saw that she noticed some weird behavior between Derek and Sam. Didn't mention that she knew of the affair, but she just wrote that she thought it was kind of strange that they all three would hang out more than usual without me. I might read more, but so far I haven't found anything that's disturbing. Just her being a teenager and talking about crushes, fights with friends, happy family memories, etc. Tomorrow I'm also talking to my lawyer, so I might have more updates on that. Thanks for the continuous love and support, everyone.
I'm really glad that she was able to read through the diary and, find getting some sort of closure, I guess, with Becca's death, at least a little bit more. But also the fact that, yeah, seems like Becca was noticing some quality family time being spent without OP.
Sam saw my Reddit post and is threatening to sue me. Sam made a fake Facebook profile to message me and tell me she wants to sue me for telling strangers about what happened. Derek supports her, apparently. I don't need this. Am I not allowed to vent about my life to people online? I just want life to get better. I'm so tired. Fuck you, Sam. Fuck you, Derek. Edit. Sam is in the comments and messaged me on here too. Blocked her.
Whoa, okay. Sam found out about the Reddit post and wants to sue OP for what exactly? It's just, you're trying to cover up the situation then because it makes you look bad.
Sam took her life on June 20th, 2024. Sam ended up taking her own life on June 20th. I'm still trying to process everything. She had hurt me deeply, but this isn't something I wanted whatsoever. And Derek blames me. I feel so many things and I'm gonna be away for a while again, but I wanted to update you all. Thanks for the love, everyone.
I don't know why, I feel like I could cry right now. Sam was still going through things too. It seems like, honestly, she was having a difficult time with the grief, but even after she was caught having sex with Derek, she had an anxiety attack in the bathroom. So I don't know what she all was going through. The fact that she was threatening to sue and everything, I just don't know what kind of mental space she was in.
A few updates. Hi everyone. I haven't been on here in so long. I got so many messages asking me to do an update, so here it is. Norway was absolutely breathtaking. I had so much fun and met some amazing people while I was there. I plan on returning in the future for sure. A couple of weeks ago was the 6-month anniversary of Becca's death. It's been hard, but it's been getting easier to live everyday life. But it also pains me to say that because I feel guilty for moving on and healing. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it does to those who have also lost someone close. I moved out of Derek's and my house a month ago and got myself a cozy little house all to myself. And oh yeah, I got a dog. His name is Charlie and he's a darling little Cavalier Spaniel. He's been great. I absolutely love him. Also, I am officially divorced as of last week. It was a very easy divorce and I'm so happy about that. But Derek didn't want any of Becca's things when we tried figuring out who gets what. He left it all to me. I tried hard to get him to take something because I feel like he'll regret it, but he said he didn't want anything. So I have all of Becca's stuff. I have no idea why he didn't want anything, but I have it all in the guest bedroom right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with everything. Derek is apparently an alcoholic now and quit his job. He seems to be doing terrible. Besides all that, I don't know if I have anything else to share. I just want to say thank you again to all of my supporters. I've made some friends on here and I'm so thankful for you all. I appreciate every one of you.
That was a really nice ending to the story. There's a lot going on. So I also feel bad for Derek. I feel like I'm happy that she enjoyed her trip, that she's moving on, that she's officially divorced, that she's moved out, that she got the dog that she wanted.
I cheated. This happened a long time ago, but it's still gnawing at me. The topic of body count came up and mine is quite low. I was 23 with 2 sexual partners, used to be 1 before the cheating, and my ex made fun of me for it. She told me that it's embarrassing and would prefer a guy with a lot more experience to match hers. Definitely hurt since I struggle to even get dates. I'm quite awkward and I'm only really confident with things I'm passionate about. At this point, we were 6 months in and never had sex. We never did, but in my head, she made it clear that at the very least I wasn't what she wanted. I tried bringing it up again, but she just laughed and tell me that it's too late for me. Definitely stung really badly and was probably the catalyst to the series of incredibly selfish and narcissistic decisions that followed. I went on vacation alone despite planning for both of us. Although she seemed to have forgotten my birthday, which was the day before we were supposed to leave, didn't get any birthday texts the entire day. It's just weird because I told her multiple times. In any case, it happened on that vacation. Ended up hanging out with someone I met at a mini club, and we talked at length about our troubles and even cried together. I didn't even notice until looking back, but my awkwardness had completely disappeared with her around. Definitely one of my most pathetic moments, but it didn't feel that way at the time. I felt like someone actually wanted to be in my company. Anyway, I came back home to many messages and calls asking where I was. I told her what happened, and she was obviously angry. I'm a piece of shit for what I did, and I could have handled things a lot better. It's too late to change things now, though. I don't have any excuses for my actions. Being insecure about things isn't an excuse to cheat, and yet I did it anyway. The only good thing to this is that I no longer feel inadequate or unattractive. I just feel like a genuine asshole. I'm still friends with the other girl and we chat to this day, despite being half a country apart. Nothing ever came of it since our lives are just too different, but we helped each other with things. We even helped each other financially. I don't regret meeting her, but I regret not handling things better.
To be quite honest, it just feels like you guys were just not compatible. Your ex put you down a lot. This is one of those instances where it's more complicated because it's like she forgot your birthday. She belittled you and made you feel small. You had a genuine connection with somebody that you met, and yeah, you went about it the wrong way. Absolutely. But like at the same time, this person did not care about you and you realized your mistake. I hope that you're not with that person anymore then. Some of the comments, I don't know whether this is right or not, but your girl sounds like a big red flag. I can understand what drove you, and I didn't think you were this incredible piece of crap. People cheat for totally dumber reasons and they don't even feel guilt. True. The guy with the escort literally just like wanted to cheat apparently, and he just said that was 2 years ago. So
I am the asshole. I am the asshole, and writing this won't make me feel any better about it. I have, in the 3 years that I've been separated from my husband, slept with married and otherwise coupled men multiple times. Tonight was the second time the man's partner found out about me. Throughout the time I've been sleeping with this man, I never felt the amount of guilt I knew I should be feeling. I know it makes me an awful person, but I felt so disconnected from the entire thing most of the time. I honestly never even wanted to sleep with him. I put him off for a long time, reminding him of his relationship with my friend, which I guess I use the term loosely because no real friend would do what I did. He was persistent and borderline pushy at times, and the most awful, selfish, disgusting part of me enjoyed being wanted so badly. I eventually gave in. We started a reluctant sexual relationship. I would tell him how great he was even when the sex wasn't exciting and do anything to make him feel good. I was hooked on him being hooked on me. The moment he told me his partner had become suspicious of us, I called the entire thing off. This was probably about a year ago if I had to guess. I know from experience that once those suspicions creep up, you already know the truth. Yes, I know exactly how this woman feels right now. I've been through it, and I still did what I did. I do not feel good about myself. But once that conversation had been had between them, the guilt became too much. Her feelings became real, and I knew how awful what we'd already done was. She was never anything but kind to me. She didn't deserve what she got. I wasn't the only outside sexual relationship he had, but that does nothing to alleviate the fact that I'm part of the reason for her pain right now. She could have been having the exact same awful time she is without my contribution to it. I'm not a good person, but I want to be better.
You kind of laid it all out within your post, right? You're not a good person. You've been through the cheating before. Your friend? I'm sorry. Hey, can we delve a little bit more into that? Your friend? You were the affair partner, the mistress to your friend's husband? I mean, I don't want to be like, how can you live with yourself? But like, damn, you were cheated on yourself. You know how bad that feels. I'm glad you know you're the asshole. The fact that you say you want to do better, I'm hoping that you mean it. I'm hoping that you take the steps to rectify the situation. Some comments. I think if you are knowingly destroying a relationship when there are so many other single guys, you might need to ask yourself the question if you enjoy sabotaging another woman's life because your own unhealed trauma that you have. Go to a local community and hopefully you can meet a single man and have a stable, happy relationship with roots. I hope you can heal. I'm sorry for the previous hardships. All right, we are at our final story.
I caught my husband cheating on me with his stepsister. I just need a place to let this out. Last week, I, 29 female, caught my husband Jack, 30 male, cheating on me with his stepsister Claire, 24 female. I went out with a friend last Saturday and planned to stay at her house. Jack didn't want to be alone all night, so he said he'd just go hang out with his stepsister. They've always been close, and they ended up going to a bar. I was feeling unwell and just wanted my bed, so I decided to get an Uber and headed home. I was not expecting to walk in on them having sex on the couch. I literally threw up on the floor by the front door. They told me they were drunk and it just kind of happened. I screamed at them both to leave. Jack refused to leave and refused to sleep on the couch, so I ended up leaving anyways and went back to my friends. I'm still in shock that he actually slept with Claire. I think I'm going to file for divorce. I'm so overwhelmed and uncomfortable. Has anyone else gone through this? Please message me if so. I feel very alone and confused. Also, do I tell their parents that's why we're gonna get a divorce? I've been isolating myself a lot because of this.
Oh my god, ew. I'm really hoping that they haven't been step siblings for that long. I don't even know what to say. This is disgusting. I know it's not like technically incest because they're not technically related, but I just feel like if, you know, you've been family for long enough, like you should see each other as family and not like romantically. Insert step bro joke here. They fucked on the couch, bold move. Oh my god. And then the fact that he fucking refused to leave. Does she wind up leaving instead? Bro. Comments. I'm guessing this wasn't the first time. I'm sorry, OP. Please don't hesitate to tell people why you're divorcing so he doesn't have the opportunity to paint you as the bad guy. Yeah, they definitely need to know. I'm certain this wasn't the first time the husband only married OP to pretend to be normal while he lusted for the sister. What in the sweet home Alabama is this? Honestly, oh my god. Wow, I'm so sorry, OP. Definitely tell the parents. I'm curious, how long have they been step siblings? Oh, perfect. This is what I wanted to know. The parents got married when he was 10 and she was 4? It makes me kind of sick that they've been in each other's lives since they were young and could actually do this. They always said they consider themselves as full siblings. This is incest, dude. Like, you might not be biologically related, but the fact that you see each other as siblings and you still go through with this, you grew up together. Ugh, god.
Update. I caught my husband cheating on me with his stepsister. I wanted more information on how long it's been going on and at what age it started, so I decided to text Claire. I told her I wouldn't tell anyone if she answered my questions. She agreed to tell me everything. I asked her when they first had sex. At first she told me it was their first time, but I told her I'm not believing that. She then confessed their first time was right before she turned 18. I'm so disgusted and extremely concerned. Then I asked her if it's still been happening since then, and she said no. She explained that they did it when she was 17 and never did it again until last week. I don't think I can trust her though. I don't know. She also told me that Jack is the one who initiated sex, but who knows if that's the truth. It very well could be though. Jack and I have been together for 5 years, married for 2. We were gonna start trying for a baby soon, so I'm crushed. I wasted so many years of my life with this man. I don't know who he even is right now. I lied to Claire though. I 100% planned on telling their parents. Some of you say that it would be wrong to do so, but because it happened when she was 17, I felt like they needed to know and deal with it however they choose. They didn't believe me at first until I showed them the screenshots of mine and Claire's conversation. They still seem to be in denial a little bit. I don't blame them though. I told them I'm filing for divorce and that I'm moving on with my life. They gave me a hug and said they'd speak to both of them, but I told my mother-in-law that I didn't want to know anything else and to please let me live in peace. She's gonna respect that. I more than likely won't have more updates, but I wanted everyone to know that I'm for sure getting a divorce and gonna find a therapist because I'm depressed and need the support to move on. Thank you to everyone who was kind and gave me advice and support.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling this was gonna be going on for quite some time. That's disgusting. And he knew full well what he was doing. And honestly, I don't know if I believe that it was right before she turned 18 because that also feels a little too convenient. I'm glad that the parents know. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just like hoping for the best for OP regarding the situation and glad she got out when she did. All right, those were some of the craziest cheating stories I found on Reddit, and this is my finished look. What did you think of the stories? Of my look? You like it? You like them? You want to see more of this? If you like this video and would like to see me react to more Reddit stories, make sure you click the like button so I know to make more. And if you would like to see anything else that I put out on my channel, from reaction videos to gaming to makeup videos or really anything in between, make sure you click the subscribe button. I try and post as often as I can, which I'm trying to make it a weekly thing now. All right, I think that's about it for today's video, so I will see you in the next one. Goodbye! Go to the next one. Next one. We're so back. We are so back. It's not even funny how back we are.